that noise twice in a row. I guess this is the autopsy table.
Sort of like you were standing at the foot of the bed and it took a few steps closer to you as though it was trying to listen.
There's also supposedly a demonic entity in here. So this is apparently where nurses have been seen. And there was people that died on these beds. Is anyone else here scratching at the back of the room? Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning into Amy's Crypt. Tonight we are back at the Q station, old quarantine station in Sydney, thought to be one of the most haunted places in Australia, to pick up where we left off from our last paranormal investigation. There's just way too much ghost stories, haunted places, all sorts of history here that I couldn't squeeze it into one episode. So get ready for part 2. Alright guys, I'm looking us in to this next room. This is actually in the nurses' quarters, and funnily enough, this is where the Q station does overnight like ghost stays. So if you guys are daredevils and you're ever in Sydney, check this place out. There's all these bunk beds here. Funnily enough though, other than nurses haunting this place, there's also supposedly a demonic entity in here. I'm going to call out to this entity. I'm going to use my spirit box. But first I want to explain a little bit about this dark presence and supposedly what it does to people. Is there anyone who has seen it? Do you know Pennywise? This is what Chris just described this entity to me as kind of like imitating. So this presence will show you your worst fears. Anyone who's watched my channel for a long time knows what my worst fear is. This entity does not. So I'm gonna call out and see if it can scare me. Sometimes it also shows itself as a black mass, a black shadow. Sometimes it will also show itself as a smart looking businessman, like in a suit. Sometimes he'll have cloven hooves, sometimes his feet are backwards. We've got night vision on, we're going to pan around the room. I've got Jared filming me. I've got one of my best friends down here, Jess, who you met earlier.
Oh, where is she?
She's down here, on the bed.
Where? Oh, there she is. Whoops, I was filming her on the bed. Well, now I've lost you. Oh, there you are.
Alright, you guys ready?
Yep.
I've heard that there's a demonic entity in this room. If there's something here, let me know. Use this device in my hand and tell me your name. I heard you like to try and scare people. Why do you do that? Why do you try and bully people? I'm not scared of you. Can you try and scare me? If you really show people their worst fears, tell me what I'm afraid of. I've been told that you've appeared as a black mass here before. Can you materialize? Can you show yourself to me? Are you evil? If you're not gonna scare me, can you scare one of my friends?
She looks scared already.
Can you say hello? Can you tell us that you are here? Or am I just talking to myself? We'll give this a rest for a little bit. Earlier, Chris said that he was standing here, addressing his tour group, which was sitting on the floor where Jared is. And this was a story he was recounting to us. He said that a black mist materialized right next to him with glowing red eyes. And he knew it was there. It was looming over him. At first, it was as if a dude was like crouching on the floor next to him, and then it just kept growing until it was overshadowing him, basically. I mean, it's appeared in this area. Supposedly, the nurses that haunt this area do not like this entity around for obvious reasons, and they do their best to keep it away. But this thing comes in here and uses people's fear and like is kind of like a leech, like sucking off of that energy. So it comes in here and tries to scare people. I mean, honestly, I don't know that much about demons and stuff. They say it's a demonic entity. I don't know whether to tell the demon what I fear, or it should just know. Can you come close and say something to us? Can you make a noise in this room so that we know that you're here? Is anyone else here scratching at the back of the room?
Yeah, I think it's out the window, though.
Okay.
Sorry.
It might be out the window. Are you making a noise at the back of the room? Can you make that again? Can you give me any noise in here? Can you tap on one of the bunk beds? On the metal? Can you move something? It is possible this demonic entity isn't here. Does anyone feel anything weird?
No.
You
I
do?
feel good.
No, I'm good.
Good, good. Okay, I guess you're not scaring us. One of the stories that Chris told us was he used to have a terrible fear of snakes, and he came in to... did anyone see? Oh, okay, I think there's just reflections on the roof.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
The light?
Freaking scared out of me, but then yeah.
Anywho, there was some light movement on the roof, but I think it's just something reflecting off of like a small amount of light coming through the windows. Anyway, back to my story. Chris was saying that these bars on all the bunk beds were wiggling, and it was as if snakes, the bars had turned to snakes, which he was very fearful of. He's also said he's been dressing a tour group standing here before, and something has come out of the fireplace and begun to wrap itself around one of his legs. And he assumes it was this entity, so, I mean, that's pretty creepy.
Do you want to mention about your fear?
My fear? Okay, anyone that has watched Amy's Crypt for at least a handful of episodes, you probably know that I'm scared of birds. That's right, demon. I am scared of birds. I don't know why. People ask me all the time, what happened to you? Like, what happened to you as a child? And nothing. I don't have any experiences, at least that I can remember, why I'm scared of birds. But they actually petrify me. So if a bird like flew into the window right now or something, I might, you know, buy this demon. What are you looking at, Marge?
Nothing. It's just looking at the window.
Alright, so I think we might wrap up in this room.
Can go see if the nurses are in the front.
Yeah, let's go for a walk and look for the nurses. Okay.
What's this?
Is that yours?
It's a bird.
Oh my god.
It's a sock.
Dead bird. Okay. It's a sock, it's not a bird. Alright, let's go through here. So this whole area was the nurses' quarters. So it's pretty cool that they do sleepovers here. Look at this photo. I find old photographs always kind of look creepy. I don't know why, I don't know what it is. And this looks very American Horror Story. This actually looks like the woman, one of the women in it. Okay, let's keep moving. Did you hear that? Oh, I'm guessing it's how I just heard a male's voice. So this is apparently where nurses have been seen, and there's mostly 2 that haunt this area, and it's as if they're still looking after guests, as if the guests are their patients. And oh, look at this one as well. Oh, this is quite sad actually, this kid. You can see it's obviously got some pock marks on its face and arm wounds. Watch the next clip closely. Here, I picked up a strange and unexplained glitch on my camera at the exact moment I look into a mirror. Do you think this could be a coincidental technical fault? Or possibly something paranormal? Leave me your thoughts on this in the comments below. Creepy that there's a mirror right here too. Alright, so we're just getting ready to go into the hospital, which is one of the more active haunted places here also, and it's just started bucketing down with rain. I feel like sometimes that's good when investigating. Not for noise, but a lot of water. So it's kind of cool. Maybe we'll get some lightning action as well. We're now in the hospital wing. It's quite active with patients, nurses, and a nurse or a ghost called Matron, one of the most famous ghosts here. And Chris just mentioned earlier that about a story he was telling us. Apparently, Matron hates anyone kind of dissing the work that the nursing staff do. And this gentleman was saying, oh, don't they even, know how to clean? It's so dusty. And he ended up getting so sick he threw up all over himself. And when he left the hospital, he was grabbed by an unseen force by his shirt. And they say it's Matron. She had a bit of a go at him. So I like this ghost. Matron, are you here? I would love to meet you. My name is Amy. Are there any patients here or other nursing staff? Any doctors? Any children? We just want to say hello. Okay, we have a plane going overhead. Now some of the beds over this way. These 3 beds lined up here. They are all original, so they were all used here at the quarantine station when this place was functional as a hospital, and there was people that died on these beds. Is there anyone in here who needs help? I got a feeling I want to go in this room. Is there anyone in here? Hoping to say a friendly hello. If you're here, can you tell us your name? Are there any kids in here? Does anyone want to play? Can you touch one of us? How long were you in this hospital for?
Can you sense them? Can
Yeah.
you feel that they're here?
Because for me, it's still very subtle on average. There was a point where that bed in the corner there, just before you folks moved out of that corner, it looked like a male figure wearing white, so I'd argue it was a doctor. Could have been a patient, but it was moving, just sort of like it was standing at the foot of the bed, and it took a few steps closer to you as though it was trying to listen. It was just the outline in a vague kind of white/light grey.
That's weird because I did look over there, but I couldn't, like I was just looking.
Guys, we're still in the hospital. I'm going to conduct a spirit box session and see if we've got anyone around that wants to talk. Hi, my name is Amy. Are there any spirits in here that want to talk? I'm looking to talk to patients, nurses, doctors. Are there any little kids in here? Can you use this device in my hands to say hello? Is there a doctor over there in the corner? Don't be shy to come in and tell us your name. Someone else want to ask questions? Or?
Charles, are you in tonight?
Can you tell us why you're here? Matron, are you here? Would you like to say something to us? Is there someone in this corner? You don't have to be scared of us. could come close to me and use this device that's in my hands to try and talk with us. Is there anyone in here that is hurting? Do you need help?
Try and take your seat on the bed and see if we can cause a reaction.
Hun.
Here.
Oops. I just walked into
Rachel's
it.
just standing there blocking you.
Specifically crush.
Nurse, doctor-y here. I feel like I need help. Listen carefully to this next clip. As I sat on this bed, I began to hear a tapping noise coming from behind me, which was distinctly different from the rain noise we'd been hearing that night. What is most peculiar about this is I was the only one in this group who could actually hear this noise. Please leave me a comment to share your thoughts about this. Can you let me know if you're here? Did you just make a tapping noise? Can you make another noise for me again beside of me? Can you tell me who you are? Can anyone else hear that?
Rain.
What?
I can hear rain.
I can hear a tap.
What sort of tapping? Because no, I can't hear it.
It sounds like it's on a blunt object, like maybe on wood. Can you make that noise again? There. No? Can you make that noise twice in a row? I'm hearing it again. Can you hear it, Jared?
I heard that. That was me.
That's your foot. Can you make a different noise, a louder noise? I feel like it's stopped now. Okay, maybe we go over in this next room and just walk around or something. Something solid, like, I don't know if it's like, yeah, kind of like that, but much softer.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely didn't hear it though.
Yeah, I wonder if my camera will pick it up.
Hmm.
I don't know, this is, yeah, where that noise was. Thank you, doctor. Alright guys, we're going to go into a caretaker's cabin where a poltergeist named Sam resides. Oh wow, look how this place is decked out. The telephone and the TV. I love it in here. I love what you've done with the place, Sam. Can you let me know that you're here? Can you move something for me? I realise I'm walking into your home. I hope that's okay. I'm going to run a ghost tube session while we're in here. Okay, I just hit a record on a ghost tube session. And I'm going to call it Sam's house. This is one of the oldest buildings here, and they're not really sure what the use of this building was. But a man named Sam has been spotted in here, and many people for a long time believe that he was a grave digger, but supposedly he's trying to correct that title. He was a caretaker, so that's what he's been trying to explain to psychics that have come through here. Is there a place that Sam likes to move things, or?
Well, he hates people being in the room with the bathtub just over there, but he calls that middle bedroom just to the left his. So
His?
either of those two are good. He's going to
Okay.
be less pissed off if we go in there.
Okay, I don't want to annoy him. Let's see. Sam, I'm coming into your bedroom. I'm going to leave this on this bed. If you want to come close to this device that I've just placed on the bed, we might be able to sense that you're around. I'd love to know if you're here. I hope it's okay that we came into your bedroom. Can you please let us know if it isn't? If you want us to leave, we're happy to. Just let us know that that's what you want. Sorry. Why don't you like people in this room? What normally happens if he is angry that people are in this room?
We've had a whole mix of things start happening. We've had paintings start falling off walls, we've had lights flicker on and off, but he does get very physical, and so I've seen people go to enter a room and either feel like they've walked into a brick wall or feel like something grabs them by the throat, the hair, the upper arm and dragged them. Yeah, I actually had a young couple who came in early on in my career, and they were lovely, but they were snapping photos all over the place and lighting the place up from the moment we walked in, and we were in here for quite a while, and so his patience must have kind of worn out, because as we all left, I was standing outside with the tour group, and then these two girls were still in the building. One of them came out and said, oh, I didn't see anything. I said, that's fine, we'll continue. But then we heard this yelping sound, and her girlfriend fell through the front door and landed on her face on the balcony. And she got up, spun around as though she was going to start hurling abuse, and then she froze, and we heard the door slam in her face, and she came running over to us and got really, really upset. Said that something in what sounded to be heavy work boots had basically sprinted at her from the back door through the house as she was leaving, and thumped her in the shoulders. And she'd spun around expecting to see her girlfriend and you know, going, haha, got you. But instead she turned around and came face to face with the chest of, she said it was a man wearing grey overalls reeking of alcohol. And she said that he was cracking his knuckles quite aggressively by his side, and then the door shut. So, yeah.
I think we should have bought Sam a drink. Would you like a drink, Sam? What's your drink of choice? Okay, I'm gonna walk around with this and see. I think I'm gonna look in the bathroom. Apparently Sam doesn't like people in there. Sam, is it okay if I enter? Do you not like people in here because it's invading your privacy? Do you get annoyed people coming through here? Maybe that's one of these two.
It is.
The magnet reader is like zilch in here. If you don't like me, you can tell me to get out, I'll leave. Okay, there must be something like that down here maybe. Okay, let's keep walking, I don't want to miss the spirits. Like the magnet reader is like going up in here as well. Okay, let me cut this ghost tube section. Thank you, Sam. Are you able to say goodbye to me before I leave? Just let me know that you're here. I think we'll leave Sam be, so we're not getting too much up in his face. I always try to respect the spirits as much as I can. Oh, there's another room here as well. Alright, I think we're gonna leave Sam alone now. Thank you, Sam. Alright guys, now we're in one of the more morbid kind of rooms. We're actually in the mortuary. Can't tell by our lovely guest here. On the, I guess this is the autopsy table. So we tried to interact with a ghost who was possibly murdered, possibly suicide here earlier. Had some suspicious bullet wounds. And this would have been the table that they were examined on. Through here, which you might not be able to see very well, is full of where they would have examined the body parts kind of thing. And it's very interesting. Now we do have a spirit in here who is named or nicknamed Mr. Slimy, and he's a well-dressed mortician, and so usually seen in like smart clothing and a top hat. And his name's Mr. Smiley because he's a little bit pervy. So I think he gets a bit close to the ladies and kind of likes to play slimy games with them just because he likes people feeling uncomfortable, like licking the ear or playing with the hair, touching them, that kind of thing. So I don't know, it seems a little bit odd, this one, but maybe we should try and reach out to Mr. Slimy and see if he's around. Chris, should I be calling him Mr. Slimy?
Oh, you can call him Slimeball. He's
Slime, does he like that? Does he feed off that?
To be honest, he's very playful. So
Okay.
he's one of the few ghosts that you can be a little bit rude with, and he'll reciprocate.
Should we turn the lights off, or will he like that? Or does he like this mood lighting?
Well, this is mainly just something that I've noticed doing ghost tours, is that red light makes it difficult for us to see them visually, but doesn't seem to scare them off the way that like blue lights do. So with the red light on, you might not see him, but he will still be nearby. So I guess, yeah, your call.
Let's try the red light.
Alright.
Okay, I'm going to try and reach out to so-called Mr. Slimy. Maybe be a little bit cheeky. So, Mr. Slimeball, do you come here often? I've got some ears here. You want to taste? But seriously, if there is a man in here, I'm inviting you to come out and let us know you're here. I think that you could probably make my friend in the corner feel pretty uncomfortable easy. So I don't know if you want to pick on her. Is that rain? We're under a tin roof here, guys. Would you like us to turn this red light off? I'm going to turn this one off and we'll try in the dark for a bit. Do you want to go night vision?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mr. Slimy, now.
Just to see that flash
What flash?
on the roof.
On the roof?
Yeah, it's like
Is there a light on the roof, Chris? Do you know?
There should be a fire alarm.
oh, okay, that's it. I was like, is it what?
You can never be too safe.
Mr. Slimy, we can't see anything right now.
Who's that?
Was that you making that noise, Jared?
I don't know, I don't remember.
Okay. If you were making that noise, do you want to make it again? Can you do it a bit louder? Maybe you want to mess with someone in this room? Why do you like to creep people out? Is there a noise over by you much?
Yeah, I just heard something, but I
Feel much.
don't know. No, don't feel me.
Mr. Slimy's gonna mess with anyone, it's gonna be you.
It's always me.
Mr. Slimy, did you work in this room? Why do you still hang out here? You're just waiting for visitors, aren't you? I do just want to know there's like a lot of taps all around the room, but I think it's raindrops maybe from trees above us still coming off onto the roof. Alright, my friend, can you let us know you're here or we might leave? You don't want to mess around, you don't want to play? So be it. Alright guys, we're not really getting much. There was a weird noise over by my friend Jess. I don't know what that was. Sounds like scratching or something. But there is a bit of noise in here. Rain, I think, on the roof. I'm going to be reviewing all this footage though. My camera has really good audio, so always listen out for any weird noises, but you guys can too, and make sure to leave them in the comments. Guys, there are some more possums here. Oh, it's a baby and a mummy. I don't want to scare them. Oh, don't go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. If you want to do more reading about the Q Station or other haunted places that I have visited, head to amyscrypt.com. You guys can also follow me at Amy's Crypt on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Until next time.